Hello, welcome back to the show, How Nice, where we talk about how nice plants are. People don't usually find me boring. In fact, I'm a pretty interesting guy. My therapist thinks so. She's always saying, I'm gonna send you in for more studies. Can you believe that? People want to study me! Unfortunately, a lot of people think most plants are boring, especially ones that are ubiquitous in our landscape. One of those plants, for example, is oaks. People just don't care about them. They're everywhere. They dump leaves on people's lawns and makes them mad. You may be thinking, why would I care about such a boring tree? They don't even have pretty flowers to look at. I'm gonna make you pay for saying that. If you haven't guessed it yet, this week's episode is on oaks. Stop yawning! You may not care about oaks, but a shit ton of other people do. You will give them respect! By people, I mean bugs, and birds, and raccoons, and squirrels! Speaking of squirrels, let's talk about acorns. Acorns have some meat to them, which gives a good head start to the tree that's within. This always makes them incredibly valuable to seed predators. Fascinatingly enough, predators that eat the oak fetuses are the main distributors of the oak lineage. You see, when an acorn falls, it doesn't really move. They just stay there. Not unless someone else gives them help. Animals cache these tasty morsels for later in all sorts of locations. With all those food caches, you're bound to forget some. Blue jays may bring their acorns up to a mile away from the parent plant. In their forgetfulness, they plant hundreds of oaks every year. Just a single bird. But aren't they gonna eat them, you say? Oh, now that it's a baby, you care? Typical. An oak sapling may only grow a few inches in the first 2-3 years of its life. They spend this time investing energy into establishing the root systems. Then, ever so slowly, they grow upwards towards shade. Now, a tree will fall down and open up the canopy. Then they just shoot up, shading out their competition. It's like starving your neighbors that you've known for 50 years. Let's talk about leaves. Oak leaves have a lot of tannins, which is unpalatable to most. Hasn't stopped the moths though. You see, oaks have been around so long that hundreds of insects, especially Lepidoptera, have evolved relationships with them. These little guys love to nibble up them leaves, and the oak is like, cool with it, I guess. I personally think they like to get eaten by all those caterpillars. I wonder what it feels like. Perhaps tingly. These expansive relationships mean that oak's role in supporting ecosystem diversity is disproportionately larger than others, making oaks keystone species. Who would have guessed that such a boring plant could be so fucking important? So there. I hope you're able to look at yourself critically and admit that you've been wrong your whole life. Oaks are not boring. You're the boring one. See how it feels when someone assumes things about you and they don't know anything about your life? It's a good lesson, isn't it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to be the subject of a study. Maybe I'll find out something about myself. Wouldn't that be nice?